Today, we're going to attempt to ride every ride in both Disneyland and California Adventure.
You got this. You got this.
Thank you.
Right before the challenge began, and real quick, I just wanted to talk to you guys about the rules for this particular challenge. So, I know I did in the past everything in Disneyland and California Adventure individually, and in those I included little shows like the Tiki Room, Filler Magic, Animation Academy, things like that. For this challenge, I'm only going to be including rides, so no shows will be included in this. The other thing to keep in mind for this challenge as well is, I know I did like some other little things like the red car trolley. Well, first of all, red car trolley is completely closed since I've done this. It's permanently closed, so I can't even do it even if I wanted to. But also considering things like Disneyland Railroad, which will be closed for the challenge conveniently, but more importantly, Main Street vehicles. Now, I know there's some hot topics when it comes to should the Main Street vehicles, or originally the red car trolley, Disneyland Railroad, and monorail, should they all count as rides or just simply modes of transportation? And the way I'm going to be including certain rides are going to be, do they drop me off like at the same like location, or does it take me somewhere completely different? And I'm not counting things like Haunted Mansion, where obviously the exit is not like where you entered from, but it's still in that same general area. Whereas the Main Street vehicles will drop you off either at the front of Main Street or the back of Main Street. While you can, of course, get back on, it's pretty far from where you came. So I'm including that more as a mode of transportation rather than a ride itself. So I will not be including any like of those typical types of modes of transportation, because I feel like that would just make the challenge feel a lot more awkward in terms of how you're going about the day. And plus, like, while it is closed, I feel like even though, yeah, the Disneyland Railroad is nice and you probably should do it on your trip, for the most part, I feel like things like this are not must-dos per se. They're more just things that are nice to have there. Now, the other thing with this challenge that I wanted to talk about is the rivers of America, because that's kind of a hot topic too. So, the Sailing Boat Columbia and the Mark Twain Riverboat both count as two separate rides. I know Parkeology and many other ride challenges include them as two separate rides. For the sake of this video, I'm only counting them as one ride. So, what I mean by that is, even though they're different in the sense that you're either riding a riverboat or you're riding a pirate ship, they both do the same thing pretty much. They go around the whole rivers of America. It's the same ride, just different types of vehicles. And if you're coming here for the first time, I feel like it's pointless to do both. Like, unless you really, really want to, I feel like it is pointless to do both. So for the sake of this, whichever ride I find more convenient to ride at the time is going to be the one that I try to go for. Now, noticeably, I did leave the canoes out of this, and because the canoes are kind of different in the sense that you actually have to row, and you get a very different ride experience where you do physical labor at Disneyland, and you do have a cast member that does give you a little bit more of like that different experience. The Davy Crockett Explorer canoes will count as a ride alongside with either the Mark Twain Riverboat or the Sailing Ship Columbia, whichever one I decide to do. I know originally when I did the All Disneyland Challenge, I was going to try to do all three. However, in this, in the Disneyland video, I should say, the Sailing Boat Ship Columbia was closed, but I would have done both if it was open. But for this sake of the challenge, where they're both open, I'm only going to be doing whichever one is at the dock. And I'm also going to leave out the raft to Tom Sawyer Island this time. I originally included it because like some people count it as a ride because it's a moving vehicle, but in reality, kind of like what I mentioned with the railroad and such, it's really more of a mode of transportation. So I'm not going to be including that in this. Alright, I'm currently here at 6:42 a.m. I'm not even in the resort or just Disney property in general, because security doesn't open until 7 a.m. But luckily,
I'm here early enough. Here's a little PSA on why I'm here so early.
Oh, hi there again. Professor SJ here. So, you're probably wondering, why am I here so early at Disneyland when usually I've come like right around 7:30 for rope drop, and instead now I'm here stuck at security at 7 a.m. Well, that's why I'm here to help answer that question. So, I'm trying to ride Peter Pan's Flight, and this is a ride that's known for having very low capacity in general. So, what is capacity, you may ask? Well, let me show you an example. So, in the past, a ride that I previously would rope drop would be Indiana Jones. So I'll put Indy here. Now the way that Indy works, please excuse the drawing here. I know it's great. You usually drive like a little Jeep for Indiana Jones, and typically when it comes to Indiana Jones, there's 3 rows and you get to load about 4 people per row. So in total, 12 people. I'd say probably per 45 seconds can get onto Indiana Jones. Now for Peter Pan, however, there's a couple of issues when it comes to Peter Pan. Now the vehicles that they use for Peter Pan, and this is also just a big reason of why this line gets such a long wait in general. You ride like these little pirate ship type vehicles. However, they can only load up to, technically up to 3 people. However, it's usually closer to about 1 to 3, because the way it works is a third person can only ride if they're like a really small child. So in general, you're leaning more towards 1 or 2 people per ride. And it's one of those rides that's also not really friendly for people who come together in odd parties. So people tend to get separated, leaving to many ships that only have 1 person. So on average, I'll use 2 as like the main example of like rides, but keep in mind that it likely will be less. Same with Indy, like it could be like 10 people instead of 12 people. Now, I did mention that it does take about 15 seconds to load, which would lead to about 8 per minute. Now let's multiply that. So if we multiply it by about 5 minutes, leads to about 40 people a minute, or per 5 minutes, I should say. If we take 45 seconds, it takes a little bit more time to grasp. However, if we keep in mind, so 45 times 2 is 90, 3 minutes would be 4 loadings for this ride. 12 times 4 would be 48. So already within 3 minutes, Indiana Jones can load more people onto the ride than Peter Pan can do in just 5 minutes. So Peter Pan is known for being a slow loader. So if you're not there at the front of the line once you get there for Peter Pan, then you're basically going to be waiting at 20 minutes, which is a waste of rope drop. Now, Indy sometimes does have issues with closing early, not opening on time. However, you can at least go do other rides like Big Thunder Mountain, which has an even greater capacity than Indiana Jones Adventure. So you get my point here.
Perfect. We had a successful rope drop. Barely anyone is in front of me for Peter Pan, so I think I can get on within 5 minutes and then hop over to Alice real quick. I also booked a lightning lane for Indiana Jones at 10 o'clock, so hopefully that should go pretty well. I can make another lightning lane at 9:37, so I'm probably going to book Roger Rabbit, and then my strategy after that is to try to book lightning lanes for California Adventure and just stack them. Going for Guardians, Soaring, and Toy Story Mania.
Parents, please supervise your little ones as we do not want our story to take any unexpected turns.
All right, Alice ended up being kind of backed up, so I saw that Storybook had basically a walk-on, like there's a boat there and they were still waiting for more people, so I just hopped on real quick. Alice is still a little backed up, so I'm gonna do Mr. Toad's. Like I'm almost in the building for it already, so after that I'll probably assess from there. If Roger Rabbit stays low, I might even just go do that in a minute. And then at 9:30, try to see if I could book Guardians, because that one's a tougher one to book, and that one goes really fast. So I'll catch you guys in a minute.
Stop!
Okay, I'm off Mr. Toad's, and honestly, a lot of things are already backed up. So I saw Roger Rabbit still at 5 minutes, and Mickey and Minnie's was down, and it's finally up. So I might actually go conquer Toontown real quick before I move on. That way I can, at 9:30, I could just book Guardians and start booking California Adventure stuff. Hey, look, it's Genie. All right, I will catch you guys when I get to Roger Rabbit, and then we can...
Danger! Danger! Warning! Warning! Danger!
This is gonna hurt you a lot more than it's gonna hurt me.
Off of Rogers and Chip and Dale's is basically a walk-on. Time for Mickey and Minnie's.
Oh, hiya, folks. You want to take a ride on the train?
Ready, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, excellent! You're all waltzing so beautifully together.
All right, we finished Toontown in like 20 minutes, so we're on a great pace right now. It's only 8:51, and we've already done 6 rides, and we're doing 48 rides. And in order to complete the challenge, we need to average 3 rides per hour, and that honestly helps us out if we have to get stuck in a longer line later. I'm gonna go back to Fantasyland and assess from there. I'm thinking of probably doing Matterhorn and Teacups, because those tend to have shorter waits, especially since Matterhorn has a single rider line. And then after, I might assess how Alice is, because I need to get breakfast. So as a way to like make sure I fuel up, I might do like a 15-minute wait for Alice. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna run to Tomorrowland and maybe do Space Mountain. Jungle Cruise could also be an option, so we can take it out with Indiana Jones once that's ready. But yeah, I'll see you guys once I head on over there. We're gonna be going on Matterhorn this time and doing ride number 8 here on the Teacups. Alrighty, I decided to go do Pinocchio real quick. Everything else besides maybe like the carousel are a little bit longer than I'd like, and I feel like I can wait about the same time if I come back later in the nighttime. So I think after I do Pinocchio, I'll quickly grab my egg bonjour breakfast from Red Bull Rose Tavern, and then I think I'm gonna go do Single Rider Space, because that line the Single Rider line in particular can get a little bit congested later in the day. So I think I'm gonna do that, and then until I have to wait for my Indiana Jones lightning lane, I think I'm gonna do probably Buzz or Autopia, whatever I can get on quickly. Oh, now that I think about it, I gotta do Astro Orbiter, so if that one has a short enough wait, I might go do that. So I'll see you guys when I get off. Alright, decided to head over to Tomorrowland. Astro Orbiter had a little bit of a packed line, so I decided to come to Buzz. Only has a 5-minute wait, so we'll see. Also working on that guide for you guys. So both that and Mania. Always aim for the purple and the blues. And if it blows up, really go for it. I'm already at like 460. Yeah, I'm at a good rate. Ended up getting a decent score. All right, we just got in the single rider line for space. Luckily, we bypassed like the first part of like that single rider line because we came earlier in the day when single rider isn't as big of a demand. So this one, if you're gonna do single rider, you should probably do it earlier in the day, and don't make the mistake I made last time of doing it like right at the end of the day. Although it was the last ride I did. And then look, not too long of a line. I'll see you guys when I get off of space. All right, I'm off of Space Mountain, and our Indiana Jones Lightning Lane is actually just about to start. So I decided to hop in line for Jungle Cruise. So that way, by the time we get off, we can just hop on Indy. So yeah, I'll show you guys in a minute.
Do you know which one of the tiger has the most stripes? The outside. Do you know why? We're too scared to check the inside. So here we go. You can tell the stripes your horses are very old because they're still in black and white. Does anyone know what the tall things in the back are called? Trees. Yeah.
All right. Haven't had a chance to just stand in line and talk to you guys in a minute, but just use our Lightning Lane for Indy. I actually was able to book another one for Guardians at 3:30. It's a little far out, but at least we got it. When we can book another one at 11:30, I'm gonna try to book Soaring. Soaring or Toy Story, whichever one is more backed up. Probably Soaring. And after this, I'm probably gonna go see if the Mark Twain is loading at the dock, or if it's close to coming back. So I can just get that one out of the way since that one closes early. And then probably go take care of Galaxy's Edge and Bayou Country. So I'll catch you guys when I get off of Indy. All right, just got off of Indy, and we actually caught the Mark Twain riverboat just in time. It was just sitting at the dock loading people. Probably won't actually take off for a little bit longer, but I'm happy I was able to get it, because I know if you miss the boat, it can take a while for it to come back. So you gotta catch it when it's at the dock or coming to the dock. So I'm really happy that we were able to make this one work. All right, about to get on to Rise of the Resistance.
Transporters away by 3 seconds. Stand back from those doors. Leave us. Yes, General.
Enemies of the First Order, we will soon snuff out your meager resistance. You chose the wrong side, and now you will pay. The Resistance prisoners.
You have what I want. These escape pods just below us. Take those down. Hurry! Hurry! No, not up! I said down!
I see no evidence.
Now!
Sound the alarm! All personnel to their stations!
Sir, the prisoners have escaped.
How brave, but ultimately hopeless. There's nowhere to run.
Okay, we just finished off Galaxy's Edge. It's about 11:41. I was able to book another Lightning Lane now for Soarin' at 2:45. So we got two of the 3 DCA attractions I'm trying to get on Lightning Lane, which is amazing. Right now I'm in line for Pooh. The line is actually currently a little backed up. It's about 20-ish minutes. Hoping it is 20 minutes. And then that way I can go do Tiana's and Davy Crockett's. So that'll be nice. I guess now that we finally have a line that's a little bit long enough to actually talk in, I can kind of talk a little bit about Lightning Lane overall, give like a short little PSA on it. So the way the Lightning Lane works is it's pretty much like a reservation booking system where you could book one ride at a time, and then you won't be able to book your next ride until you either use your Lightning Lane or after 2 hours after you booked it. So as an example, I booked Indiana Jones this morning at about 7:39, and because I chose to push Indy back to try to prioritize some of those rides that don't have Lightning Lane, I ended up using the 2-hour rule at 9:39 so I could book Guardians, and then that's when now I was able to book Soaring right now. So I could book my next one at about 1:40, and that's going to be the one that I'm going to use for Toy Story, because I saw that the Toy Story Lightning Lanes weren't too backed up, which is really amazing. So I'm going to clear Bayou Country. I'm probably going to do single rider for Tiana's because the standby is currently 50 minutes, so that's not amazing. And I'm concerned that if I go do Tiana's right now, that Pooh might get a little longer, so I'm just going to take one for the team and do Pooh. I mean, it was inevitable that we'd get a longer wait eventually, because we've been doing really good this morning. I want to say this is our 17th ride, and we're still on the first 4 hours of the park, and we're very much ahead of schedule for our 3 rides per hour rule that I'm trying to hit each time. In fact, I want to say I have like 5 extras, so theoretically I could finish at 11. I doubt I will. I think I'm going to go probably up till park close, but it's still good to have in case I need that extra time. And especially like now that we're like kind of at a bit of a bumpy road now with Pooh being a little bit longer, and I foresee DCA being a little bit packed today too because it's the first day of Food and Wine Festival. That's especially why I really needed to get Soaring, because Soaring is currently soaring over California, and I knew that that's going to be a really popular one. And I was surprisingly able to get Lightning Lane for a pretty not that long window, so there we go. And my goal for DCA is to try to just get it all done within 6 hours. We'll see if I can actually get that done, but you know, all we can do is hope and pray.
Well, I've got Piglet. And now this.
Hey, this is fun!
Goodness gracious!
I'm thinking it.
Oh no, animatronics still stiff.
You, the beautiful people. And you're beautiful. And you're beautiful. Now y'all go have a good time.
All right, just got off of Tiana's, and we're in line to do the Davy Crockett Explorer canoes. Might be a little bit longer than I would have hoped, especially compared to last time, but luckily we should still be able to get on at least within one or two rotations of canoes, or sorry, just canoes in general. And then after this, I'm planning on hopping to DCA, and we'll see what we do from there. Alrighty, just park hopped over to California Adventure. It's currently 1:19, so my goal is to get this whole park done in about 6 hours. I already got 2 of the Lightning Lanes I need. In 20 minutes, I could book the other one that I need, and then hopefully after I do those, there might be some that I can just quickly grab if need be. So Pixar Pier and Paradise Gardens have like the largest chunk of rides, so I'm just gonna go and attack those areas and try to just get as much as I can done. Last I checked, Little Mermaid had about a 5-minute wait, so I think I'm gonna go take that one down. And these ones are a little bit harder to film, so I might just do a quick little montage of what I can do. So I'll show you and give you updates where I can. Ah, no. And time to cut because of copyright. Sorry, Disney, you're not copyrighting this video. All right, we're gonna head on over to Goofy Sky School and try to do single rider. Next up, we got the Silly Symphony Swings. Okay, so here's my status so far. So I did a few things over in the Gardens area, like I did Little Mermaid, Symphony Swings, and Goofy Sky School. I was gonna maybe do Jumping Jellyfish, but the line was 25, and Golden Zephyr's currently down. Everything else in the area looks pretty busy. So what I'll do is I'm gonna do Incredicoaster single rider right now. My guess is it'll probably be like 20 minutes or so, I hope. And then after that, I'm gonna go do Jesse's Critter Carousel. And then by then, we should be able to use our lightning lane for soaring. So I'll go do that, and then try to get in the area for Guardians when that comes up. And yeah, that's all I have here. Once again, just a guy in his 20s on Jesse's Critter Carousel. And nothing wrong with that, you know? Nothing wrong with that, especially for this challenge where we gotta do everything. All right, change of plans. Soaring just shut down. So they gave us a multi-experience pass, which basically means that I could use a lightning lane on whatever ride I want, as long as it's within a certain category. Like I can't use it on racers. That'd be a big steal, but I'm just gonna wait out soaring from when it reopens and then use it then. I decided, because lines were a little longer, Luigi's seemed, it's 25 minutes, but it's okay for what Luigi's can be. So I'm gonna go do Luigi's, and then if it bumps up, I'll do Web Slingers instead, but more likely I'm gonna do Luigi's, and then I'll go do not Monsters Inc., Guardians, since I have the lightning lane, and then probably Monsters Inc. Luigi's ended up going back up to about like 30-35 minutes. Honestly, it could be 40, to be honest, because the line was all the way up to the entrance, so that's definitely a really long wait. So I decided to come and do Monsters Inc. instead, because I'm hoping I can maybe get a lightning lane for for Web Slingers. Otherwise, I could just do single rider. Just sometimes that single rider line can get a little backed up. I even checked on racers, and racers was pretty backed up in the single rider line. I did get the buddy pass for Monsters Inc. luckily, so that's gonna help us out a lot. And yeah, by the time we get off, we could probably go do Guardians, since that's when our lightning lane will work. And actually, in 11 minutes, I can book another lightning lane. So yeah, that's probably gonna be Web Slingers / Haunted Mansion, whichever one makes more sense, because it depends on how far back Web Slingers is.
This way!
Spread out and lock it down.
Alright, just scanned in for our lightning lane for Guardians Mission Breakout.
One step closer to your exciting encounter with the Guardians of the Galaxy. You are now standing in my private office.
I know.
Right,
Carefully scrutinize each and every piece that comes to me from different parts of the galaxy. Enough of this guy. Why? Of course I escape. A billion volts may be a good deterrent, but it also turns an electric toothbrush into a very aggressive drill.
Alrighty, just got off of Guardians, and I should have specified this earlier, but it was really essential that I made that like one of like the main lightning lanes I got, because there's been just a lot of weird stuff going on with Guardians, where it's been having a lot of technical issues, and only 4 of the 6 gantry lifts have actually been running, so capacity's been really rough for Guardians. In fact, it's been like right around 80 minutes all day. So it's very good that we were able to get that one. Although sadly, because of its bad capacity, even the lightning lane line was still about 20 minutes. So not ideal, but at least it's better than 80 minutes. Currently doing Junkyard Jamboree. It's a bit of a packed queue right now, but I'm hoping, because the line is pretty quick, that it actually will be about 20 to 25 minutes. And then luckily, I was actually able to get a Web Slingers lightning lane. At first, it wasn't until 8, but I was able to refresh my app and get it for 440. So I do have to jump between that and Toy Story, but luckily those are still options. And I still got to keep in mind that I have my experience pass, so whenever I get the chance, I could do soaring still using that pass. Unless I catch it, like no line, but I think I'm just going to rely more on the experience pass. And then when I go back to Pixar Pier, I'll go just finish off that area of the park, do Luigi's and Cars, and then probably do soaring, and then go back to Disneyland.
Away we go! Jump in the back and swing and work there.
Yeah!
Little help here! Quite glad to see you guys.
Once again, I recommend not shooting on this one because you need the energy. Yeah. I'll work on that guide video for a future video. Well, this sucks. The ride broke down. California Adventure has just been very mean to us today. We'll see how long this lasts. Hey guys, so I have a quick little update I want to give you guys. So, well, first of all, you guys can tell that it's pretty dark now, and it is about to be around 6:30, and we have 18 rides left. And realistically, looking at the numbers now, and especially looking at California Adventure, while we could definitely finish California Adventure before park close, that will not leave us really enough time for Disneyland. And so to be completely transparent and honest with you guys, I believe we failed this challenge. Now look, I'm not gonna just leave the park and call it quits. What I've decided to do, just, I think partially because I've come to realize that, especially right now, like doing the rest of the DCA rides, like Golden Zephyr, Jumping Jellyfish, the only like real exciting ones are Soaring and Cars. And I'm gonna kind of just pivot and instead like kind of do like more of like the ride highlights for the rest of the day. So while I accept my defeat that I couldn't do all 48 rides that I had planned for today, which I know was a big task to keep in mind, and honestly I probably should have picked a different day that wasn't like the starting time for Food and Wine, which I know like really held my challenge back. And also and I just noticed the parks have been a lot more crowded in general, like in recent times, and I know that held back the challenge. Like I said though, I'm not gonna just wrap up here though. I plan on continuing with the day, but we're gonna make it more fun, you know, because I noticed towards the end of the day it started to feel a little bit more of a drag rather than, you know, a fun experience. And ultimately what I'm trying to show you guys is how to have a good time at Disneyland. Like, while yes, you want to maximize your day, if simply like having to do all this work just to do all these rides starts to become too much, then honestly, take a step back, take a little break. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go do Soaring because I still have my experience pass. I still have a lightning lane for Haunted Mansion that I'm gonna use when I go back to Disneyland. And I do racers, but the line's 90 minutes and the single rider line's really backed up. So I'm just gonna do do Soaring. I'll do some of like the fun ones at Disneyland. You know, I'll still see how much I can do with like the time allotted, but I'm not gonna force myself to wait in that 45-minute Pixar Pal Around line. Because let's be honest, guys, Pal Around is a fun Ferris wheel ride, but to be honest, it's not one that you should prioritize at all. And even like Jumping Jellyfish was like 30 minutes all day. Oh wait, never mind, Soaring is closed. Wait, no, Soaring's open. Soaring is open. Perfect. Yeah. So I'm gonna hop on. I'll give you guys a few more updates as we go through with the challenge, or now it's more just a fun day. Think of this as phrase. Here's what I'm gonna kind of frame like the rest of the video into. Instead of attempting to ride everything else that's open, we're gonna attempt to continue to change like this crowded day and show you how you can continue to have fun even if the crowds are high. Alrighty, so I just got off of Soaring. 35 minutes for the Lightning Lane line. Absolutely crazy. But what I wanted to kind of do, since since this challenge was a fail, but I still wanted to do something to kind of show you guys like how to make the most of your day while still having fun. I wanted to talk to you guys about like some tips on things you could do when the things are getting really packed. So for one, I like to take advantage of the events that they do usually at DCA. Like for example, they're doing Food and Wine Festival. I've purchased like the Sip and Savor thing where you actually do get a discount if you are a Magic Key holder. Otherwise, it's still, I'd say, pretty worth it because you basically can get like 8 different like little I don't want to say snacks. It's like in between like a snack and like a meal, like somewhere in between that. Like some of like the different food options that they have here, and I think that's something that you could do. Definitely, you could try out like some of the food and check out some of the other things. Another big tip that I like to give is check out some of the shows. I'm actually, since I'm no longer going to try to do every ride, I'm actually going to go see Fantasmic tonight. So that's probably my favorite of the nighttime shows. It also depends on like what fireworks show or which World of Color they're doing. But yeah, those are things I like to do. Especially things like Animation Academy, Filler Magic, Tiki Room. Those are really nice little crowd eaters. Yeah, those are some of the things I like to do. I'll still show you guys more of what I do today, though. Just a little PSA while I drive here on Autopia. Absolutely love Fantasmic. Might be my favorite show. Oh wow, there's a bit of a traffic jam here. course, California always has to have traffic, of course. Yeah, love Fantasmic. I'll do like a little update once I get off. And, well, I'll show you a little montage if I do anything else. Alright, that wraps up our day for today. I know we didn't get to finish off every ride today, but it's okay. I ended up having fun. Just being able to relax the rest of the day. And, you know, this challenge is not for the faint of heart. You're gonna have to wait long lines for rides that don't deserve that wait. And yeah, overall, feel like we had a good strategy in the morning. I think I'm not gonna attempt this challenge for a minute, but please leave some comments below of what kind of videos you'd like to see, like regarding like Disney vlogs. I'm thinking of maybe doing like some sort of like monthly vlog where I show like whatever tasks I do, and then maybe another video where I do a challenge. Like I'm thinking maybe doing like every thrill ride in both parks, or I'd be down to maybe do like a do ones on some of the seasonal stuff, whether it be Food and Wine, Season of the Force, things like that. Yeah, feel free to leave a comment below. And as for usual, I will leave the stats right below if you guys want to see how far I did. I also left a couple more rides that I did, but didn't necessarily count towards the challenge, because I think when I ended up doing the final math, I did a total of 37 unique, like 37 of the 48 rides that I had planned to do today. But if you want to count the repeats I did, because I did Space a second time and I did Buzz it a second time, and then if you want to count Fantasmic, that puts us to about 40 rides. So yeah, we still did a lot today. So still pat on the back for us, you know. So it was a tough challenge. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching and supporting. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button.